Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. It's been a long time since I've attempted to do some kind of breakdown or that kind of thing. They're very difficult now. Um, People in my faction have asked me, people on stream have asked me, because so many people are chasing Jacob Fatu this month, including myself. So I'll try and do the best I can by you. I'm live on Twitch, trying to figure this out with my Twitch peoples. My buddies on Twitch, the people that hang out with me. And basically, to start, where you usually get kind of matters. Most of the people on my stream, if they're in like a solid faction that does their stuff, gets their stuff done, they typically can get to the gold chest in just about every event free. If you're somebody that can't, this information probably isn't going to be as useful for you, right? Typically, for free, I can usually get about in here. Somewhere in these three, I usually get a little bit past the gold chest for free, but I have a very big roster. So it makes a difference, right? The good thing about this, if you're chasing Jacob, which is what this video is about, is very early on in the bonus milestones, you start getting his shards. This is a very small stretch for 50 shards, 250,000 contest points. For 50 Jacob shards. Those shards will add up, and even if you don't get them this month, they're all getting you closer. So if your goal is Jacob, I think these are stretch milestones you probably want to go for. The monthly map shard-wise they've outlined, this is the highest amount of bonus shards you can get for Jacob this month in any event that we know of, and it looks like most all of them are pretty much outlined. That means if you want to get him, it's probably really important to get fairly deep in the bonus milestones here. If you want to get close to him, everyone matters. There's another 70 here. This is only a 450k point difference, and you're going to net 120 Jacob shards. That seems like really good value if it's not super expensive for you to get there. There's also the bonus medallions you're getting in the bonus milestones, 1,000 there, 500 there, 2,000 there. So you pick up, what's that, 3,500 bonus medallions? Then you stretch it out a little bit further. You get to 1,000,000 here, 1,000,000 extra points to get here. But that's a whole nother 100 Jacob shards and 3,000 medallions. And then you get, as a bonus, some solo shards on top of it. This is probably going to be where a lot of people have to tap out, right? Don't go past your budget, but set yourself like a realistic goal where I know I normally get the gold chest. I know I'm willing to spend a little bit. Maybe I got a bunch of the CSS. Maybe I'm going to play extra. Get everything you can get and set yourself a goal that's realistic and don't exceed your budget. Have an idea of what you want to spend going into this, please. Don't get yourself into trouble. So yeah, maybe you can push it to here and get 1,000,000 points depending your budget, depending how many CSS you have. Now you're looking really good, 100 bonus shards. And the last set of shards is at 11.1. If you're chasing Jacob and Jacob is your goal for the month and you have more money to spend in your budget, I would say save it for another time to get Jacob shards, because 180 in this one is where they stop. So 11.1, if you want to get all of the Jacob shards in the bonus you can, is where you want to get. That's 1.7 million points extra, which is a decent chunk. Pulls, though, are 15,000 a pull. But if you want to do that math, if it was all pulls, 1.8 million points divided by 15,000 is 120 pulls. So that would be 3 megas. However, you're not just doing mega pulls. You might be in the bonus milestones. We don't know where you're going to end up yet. My recommendation, after looking at the portal and what's for sale, would be to wait for more information, see where you get. Mostly probably wait till Sunday, see what the ruby market has. Do you have rubies? Things like that. I'll show you the portal in a minute. There's no need to rush. This isn't going anywhere. There's no amazing deals that expire in 24 hours. I'll cover the deals with you like I did during the news. So if you don't know the full CSS list, you can see it on the blog. You can click superstars here. Umagas, I'll show you what rubies are when we get to the portal, Cameron. Umaga is pretty rare. Mherex is pretty rare. Smackdown is not. This Sammy's not. Solo's very rare. Almost nobody's going to have him. A lot of you should have Rock. At some point, you should have him. Fatu, nobody's got. Naomi, a lot don't have. Roman, a lot don't have. So there's a lot of potential pitfalls with the CSS. But they're just mostly going to help you get extra. Generally, the way these contests are set up, you get to the gold chest before the bonus milestones if your faction does all their stuff and you can do the tours. And then you do the regular, quotation marks, regular stuff in the showdown. The break the leech gems, the break the whatever, win the matches with the people that most of the game have, those kind of things, typically get you to the gold chest. So that other stuff usually gets you a little bit farther. Not always, but usually. So that's just something to keep in mind. Also, don't set unrealistic expectations for yourself or the game, or in my opinion, it just sets you up to have not a lot of fun. So try to look at it realistically, see where you can get, and plan from there, right? If you're not going to spend a lot, that's okay. This video probably is not for you. This is me trying to help out friends, faction mates, people that have asked. Okay, what else? Actually want to look at the loot. With Roman being in the loot, I was expecting this loot to be horrible. Pleasantly surprised. It doesn't look nearly as bad as I thought it would. Now, keep in mind, these loots, the percentages are accurate in a way and completely inaccurate in another way. So you have a 3% chance for featured, almost 7 for mega rare, 27 for rare, 62 for common. But they're not weighted equally, meaning you don't have the same chance in the featured of pulling Roman as you do of pulling Hall of Fame China or the Great Kali or Rosie. You have a much greater chance of pulling Rosie than you do of pulling Tribal Chief Roman. But, so that's one thing to be aware of. Don't go into this thinking you spend $100, you're getting Roman. Sure, if you win the lottery, you'll get Roman. But honestly, I bet you if I did 600 pulls, I probably wouldn't pull Roman unless I got lucky. It's very low odds of getting the specific person. So don't go into it assuming you're going to get one of these guys. This is about chasing Fatu, Jacob, not what's in the loot, right? This is just if you get lucky, you get something extra. No, I'm not proving that. However, the featured pool is pretty good. This would help you all month. It also gives his gear. He's super rare. No one hardly has him yet. Solo is still really rare. Umaga still really rare. Mherex, Naomi still really rare. Bubba still really rare. Tama would help you a ton. Dom, not so great, but he's a good trainer, but not super rare. Same thing with Sammy. China, not super rare. Kali, not super rare. A lot of people got May and Rock recently. Rosie, free. Cody, this Cody, while he's not amazing, is still incredibly rare. Rock and Roman, pretty rare. Sammy, pretty rare. And Julius, also, you know if you got him or not, but I would say he's still rare. And then you got Tribal Chief here. The Tama Shards are still going to help you this month. So that's actually a way better featured loot pool than I expected to see when I heard Roman was in there. So this looks better to me already than I thought. You go down to Mega Rare. You got Tama again. Maxine is really nice to see. I'm not going to cover the people I already mentioned, right? Theory, I think, was free at one point or mostly free. I could be wrong. Priest, I think, is not super rare. D-Lo is really good. He was, but I think he's in Showdown Store now. Almost not good. Ray, not good. And I don't think super rare. Rhonda, not good. Not super rare. Braun is awesome. Fantastic trainer. Really, really good. I think Thomas better, personally, Cameron. No, not rare anymore. Not rare. Not rare. I don't think he's rare. Brett's in there. Bubba again. So honestly, the mega rare pool, not bad either. Move down to the rares. It's more of the same. Pretty solid. Not that much actual junk worked in. And I mean that. Maxine Shards. If you're close to Maxine, also a really solid loot. Roman shards, solo shards, Bubba shards and that's in the, was that the rare? I think that was the rare. So that's actually not terrible. Usually shards are weighted pretty decently. Again, it's probably heavily weighted to some of the worst shards, but the fact they're there is surprising to me. These medallions, depending on who you are, depending where you end up, are either worthless to you or pretty awesome. Personally, I hope I get medallions when I do my pulls. And then you go to the commons. Commons are commons. They work in some cool looking stuff that I'm sure have astronomically slim odds. And then the shards, though, are always interesting in the commons. Again, Maxine, Solo, Rock and Roman shards in the commons, Fatu, Bubba. So honestly, to me, this looks like a really solid loot for a debut loot. They usually absolutely suck. This one doesn't look bad. That's no guarantee. I'm not saying to pull that sort of thing. That's just kind of as a bonus to the fact that you're, so have a plan with why you're spending, right? The plan right now with this video is me trying to get Jacob, the people I'm talking to trying to get Jacob Fatu, right? So that's sort of like a bonus to what we're trying to do. I'm going to go over to the portal now. Probably with this button and talk about a few things on the portal. The first thing I want to talk about is stamp spending. Stacking your stamps can get you a lot of benefit. So plan your spending out smartly. If you're in this range, spending $100 3 times, this video is also not for you. Because you're way out of my normal range of talking about. So ignore that part. These $19 stamps, when you're buying $20 offers, you're getting some extra nice value at like this mark, 200 rubies, which we'll also talk about the ruby market. That's not live right now. I can't show you. If enough people watch this and I get comments like, show me what you do with the ruby market, if it's good or that sort of thing, I'll make that video on the weekend when I normally don't record for you guys. 100,000 solo points here. That's not nothing. When you're talking about getting 450k more solo points, that's almost 1/5 of it. Just by splitting your offers up and doing $20 offers, 1,000 medallions here. That could potentially net you something better on the prize wall. So stamps is step 1. Second thing I usually like to look at besides stamps is what's in the spend event. So if I know I'm trying to get, for example, trying to get these 1,000 medallions, I know I want to do 4 $20 offers. That's $80 range, for example. I'm usually comfortable on a weekend event. If I want to go for something, spending between 4 and 100. Once in a while, I'll go up to this range, but not very often. Once in a blue moon, like 2 or 3 times in the 6 years I've been playing, I went this far on a weekend with my personal spending, but it's not something I do often, and it makes me very uncomfortable. So there's that. But you can see if you spend $10, you get an extra 500 medallions. There's also tribal chief shards in here. I don't expect these to be super meaningful for most of us, but every shard gets you closer, so why not? But note here the 60,000 solo contest points for $10 spent. So if you spend $10, that's another 60,000. If you were, oops, that's the wrong button. Right? And keep in mind, if you were going for this 100,000 at 60 spent, this stuff starts to add up. $20 spent, you get another 70,000. That's 130,000 bonus solo points, right? So now you've got 1,100 medallions for $20 spent and 130,000 extra points for the contest. You do two $20 spends, you spend 40, another 80,000 solo points. Now you've made up, and this is not counting pulls, what you buy in the packs, you've already made up 240,000 of that 450,000 points. You've spent $40, right? With what you get in the pulls and stuff, you probably spend $40 and get to that $450,000 milestone if you were at the gold to start. On top of it, another 800 medallions. And now if you're talking about kind of like this range where we're starting to get, $60 gets you another 100,000 points. This is a $70 milestone, so it'd be another $20 offer and a $10 offer. 90,000 more solo points. Now we're up to like what? What is that? Were we 70, 60, 130, 210? So that's like 300,000 points. and this 100,000. Now you've made up 400,000 points, basically that 450 before the pulls. Now you're probably much closer to that 750K milestone and even more Jacob shards. So you start stacking your stuff, you're double dipping on the spend event, you're dipping on the stamps, and then you're getting what you're after the whole time, which is the Jacob shards. This is just getting you extra stuff, getting you farther, deeper. That's what I mean. Southside, don't say anything. That's what I mean by spending smart and stacking your stuff, right? So then let's say maybe you do another, because you want the 1,000 medallions, maybe it gets you close to a plate, you recruit another superstar. That's in this milestone. After you hit 4 of these, you can pretty much throw this out the window. You no longer care about it. If for some reason the 180 mark was your goal, I would do 4 $20 spends and a $100 spend. That would get you the Tama gear, get you 110,000 points here, 1,300 medallions here, the 1,000 here, the 100,000 here. You're probably, you know, getting to that old milestone we were talking about. Again, don't rush it though. There's no reason. This is a big spend here. I think most people are going to be comfortable in this $40 to $80 range through here. And that's probably where your best value is. Return probably starts to go down. Maybe still okay at the 100 if you're spending 80. It might make sense to spend 20 more to get those points in the medallions. But then this is a big jump for what you get in return, right? So definitely start thinking really hard once you get past this point. Now, for the offers, there's none of the 24-hour offers right now are great. I don't know why Scopely does this. You can't really see what's in this. Typically, though, these are solid offers, but not the best offers in the Step Up Pass. And the fact that I can't see it, I don't like buying it ever, because this lets me tell Scopely, this is me, when I buy this, it's me telling Scopely I'm okay with not knowing what's coming later. I'm just going to blindly spend for you. Nah, not happening. If you're in a faction, though, there are people that like will share if they spent. There are data miners that'll share what's in it. So if you're spending informed with it, okay. But shame on you, Scopely. You do a lot of stuff right. This is one thing I absolutely despise that you do. So shame on you. You should be showing me what's in the further milestones so I can make informed spending decisions. Keeping it hidden just makes me mad, to be fair. Anyway, there's a lot of positive stuff, so I'm not going to get hung up on that, but shame on you. This offer I love, and the $20 spend to get the shards, it's 7 pulls, 25 Jacob shards. It may not sound like a lot when he's a 3,000 shard recruit, but the thing is, there's X amount of shards for free that I'm getting for sure. There's a decent amount of premium shards I'll get because I do well in events. 25 shards gets me a lot closer than you'd think, and if you're playing actively, you're playing hard, you're in a faction that goes hard, these start to add up if you're spending on top of what you're doing free. So the fact that I get 7 pulls and 25 Jacob shards, sign me up. I love this $20 offer. No rush. You don't need to buy it today. Look at the timer. Lots of time. This offer, I actually hate this flagship offer. I'm not chasing solo. I am, because I'm trying to get as many shards of everything as I can. But my goal is Jacob. When you look at this $200 offer, yes, I get 94 pulls. Yes, I get 100 Jacob shards. Yes, I get 100 solo shards. I get 3,000 medallions and 400,000 points. But when I'm spending a $200 offer, I miss out on a stamp. I buy two $100 offers, I get 300,000 solo points in here. That basically already makes up for the 400,000 solo points I got in here. So, I don't love this offer. In fact, I hate it. I, however, do love this one. Because what is my goal? Jacob Fatu. 75 Jacob shards, 47 pulls, 2,500 medallions. That works for me. Again, though, 2 days, no rush. Generally, you see better deals on the last day, not always. If you just need to spend today, these aren't terrible. $10 4 pulls, that would equate to 8 pulls on $20. You also get 20,000 points, so 40,000 points. However, no medallions in the offer, so I just rate it as okay. This looks great, 50% bonus boost, awesome. But it's 10 pulls for $20, no bonus points, no shards, no nothing. It is 15,000 points a pull, though. So while this 40,000 on $20 ratio here looks good. It's technically only 3 bonus pulls, but at this price, 4 pulls, that would be 8 pulls, and then you consider 3 bonus pulls, that's 11. It's more like 10.5, so it's actually slightly better value than this. Plus you're getting faction points, TP, and coins, right? So this offer is actually way better than this 50% value on the loot coins. So I actually kind of hate these offers generally. They're not as good as they look. They look good because you get extra loot coins, but in reality, maybe not so much, right? Again, if you just have to spend, and these $20 offers, they give you 7 pulls and 40,000 points, so it's technically a little worse value than this, but you do get resources, so if you're low on resources, okay, I look at them as okay. I hate this $100 offer, though. No Jacob shards, no points, just loot coins and tokens, and some coins. This one I absolutely despise. I think it's terrible. Don't do this one. If you have Tamatonga, you don't need to buy the energy to complete all of the milestones. You can do it for free. Bad, 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 bad. These are always bad value. You get nothing extra. So basically, long story short, if you're jonesing to buy today, go ahead and get these two. But I would tell you, there's also no rush. Where's the fire? You don't need to. But and there likely will be better offers. Now these are medallions. Good to know. This loot shard coin, this is not the regular pull that I showed you. This is a separate pull, which I'll look at after this. So this is not 5 of the good loot pull. This is 5 of the bad loot pull. There's also 35,000 solo points and 1,000 medallions. These are more what you buy if you're close to getting a reward, like a skill plate, recruiting somebody, and you need like 1,000 more medallions, right? That's when you kind of buy these. However, typically in this style, when you see these kind that don't have like 25% off, 50% off, you'll see better ones later, most likely. These are just for people that want everything right away, and they're just going to go ham right away. This is early access penalty. Leave these alone too. Just wait. This one gives you 7 good loot coins, 20 bad loot coins, 5,500 medallions. Just wait. They're not good. I do not like the fact that they throw these up there right away. They do things in reverse. They wanna get people who have 0 patience and more money than brains to just do pulls right away, right? So I get it. People don't like to wait, but this is about trying to save people money and be efficiently. So that kind of covers the offer. You know, there's special value deal down here. It's okay. It's coins. So again, I don't care about it. And there's no timer, so I wouldn't touch it. Now, the Ruby events, there's not going to be one live right now. You can see this one ended. There's a Webcoin event live. I can kind of give you an idea how it works on the Webcoin. So Ruby market tomorrow at reset, which is noon Pacific. This will open up. 24 hours after you log into the portal and check your Ruby market, you get 1 free reroll. So when it comes in, you're going to have a bunch of offers right here, and they're going to say stuff like this. You'll see like 2 times the XP. You're going to see some 30 times the XP. You're going to see, like, if you're lucky, things that are over 200 and 300, upwards of 600, and I think there's even sometimes 800 times the XP. That's what you want. So Ruby market, when you're trying to get milestones in the Ruby market, this last one was poop for Hall of Fame. I didn't like it. I did nothing. I don't care about Gold Hall of Fame tokens. It's not worth the drip to get all these points, in my opinion, right? So when you see this tomorrow and you log in, I'll try, if enough people want, like I said, I'll try and do a Ruby market review. You got to let me know in the comments, and then I can show you how I do it. Basically, you're going to have these offers pop up, and good ones tend to be like 200. So if I'm trying to max it, there's different levels. If I'm trying to max the Ruby market, anything probably over 125 EXP multiplier, I'll buy. If I'm just trying to get value milestones, then it's usually like 250 or better. And so often you might see like something for 10 rubies that gives you 8,000 EXP. 8,000 EXP typically would give you the first 4 milestones. That's what I mean by a value Ruby milestone, right? Those I'll snatch up as long as there's something even remotely useful, because 10 rubies is not very much. If you don't understand the cost of rubies, this is basically worth $10. You can buy 210 rubies for $10. So this bonus milestone is basically giving you a $10 ruby reward. So it's like $10 back on your purchase sort of thing, if you use the rubies. 200 rubies can go a long way if you're not doing rerolls. Rerolls start to get expensive. I can't show you here on rubies, but I can on webcoins. So on rubies, it'll be here, and there's going to be, and this is free, so I can show you what a free looks like. There's going to be an option here for like 118 rubies and an option here for 189 rubies. The 189 rubies typically always does better for me. That's the reroll I choose. That's if you have to reroll a lot, that's when it gets expensive to max. So Ruby Market also has value picks, value plays. Sometimes you get a decent amount for free. Some with your free rerolls, sometimes you just get screwed and you're like, oh man, this is going to be way too expensive to get the milestones I want. Or you're just like, eat it, and you're like, okay, it's worth it to me to get the milestones I want. So again, I can show you that video tomorrow if I get enough comments. I don't like recording on the weekend, but whatever. A free reroll will look like this. So again, 24 hours after you log in on Saturday and it's live, it'll repopulate with one free reroll. So like I don't want anything here for this MLC, so I'm just going to free roll it. It would look like this, and then you get a new batch of stuff with new EXP modifiers. If you don't have Mherex, this would be amazing. 10 Mherex shards, 160 web coins. You don't have Final Boss Rock, also good. 10 Final Boss Rock shards for 110 web coins. So that's kind of how the Ruby market works, and I think that covers the offers and how I feel today. These two good, everything else meh. Shame on you, Scopely, for not telling me what's in here. Yeah, now let's look at the one loot I didn't look at that you need to be aware of is what you're getting in this. Not the good loot, the bad loot. And then I think that's good information for this. And this is a way longer video than I intended. Is it live in the game? It's not even live in the game yet, so I can't even show you what it looks like yet. Anyway, it's the shard loot. It's the same ones you're getting from the faction event for free. Which is in this one. So these are, it's free loot. So it's not that it's bad. For free, it's good. It's bad if you're paying, though, right? And this is why I say you need a faction that does all their stuff, because you can't, missing this 700,000 points here is going to cost you like $100, probably 60 to $100, depending on what you're buying, probably $40. You can't afford, I would have to reload then, Chris. It's okay. Generally just know it's a free loot, so treat it like a free loot. Paying for a free loot probably doesn't make sense, usually, right? That's why your faction needs to max. That 700,000 points is kind of insurmountable to not get. So they have to max. Also, if you miss Jacob shards in the silver milestone from your faction, another 500,000 there, there's that. So I think that covers this for now. It's different than my old breakdowns, but the game is also different. You know what I mean? Like, the rosters are so varied, points are varied, how efficient you are is varied, right? Like, I can miss CSS and still max a showdown because I'm very efficient with a big roster, but that doesn't mean it's realistic for you. So I think this is kind of the best I can do. I hope this information was useful. I hope it was helpful. If you do want to see more of this in the future, I will need your feedback, because I don't like doing these because I feel like it sometimes encourages people to spend. But if people are watching this, if this is helping people, if it's saving you money, if you like it, you got to let me know if you want to see more of them, because I don't like doing them for the reasons I stated. But if I can help people, I do like doing that. So let me know what you think in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, especially if this helped you, because that helps me. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching, and good luck out there. If you're chasing Jacob, go get him. Oh, wow, I need a drink. My mouth is dry. That was a lot of talking. Whew. Rusty. I am rusty.